Hey guys, back again with another review, and this time it's of 2014's Swelter. Written and directed by Keith Palmer, and it stars Jean-Claude Van Damme, Alfred Molina, Brad Carter, Catalina Sandina Marina, Lennie James, Josh Henderson, Freya Tingley, Grant Bowler, Danielle Faridi, if I've said that right. So it starts out with Bishop. He's the sheriff of a town called Baker, which is like in the middle of the desert. And the inhabitants of the area do not like him very much because one, he doesn't carry a gun, and two, because he wants to close certain places down, like gambling in a church. He says it's illegal and he doesn't want it happening. We also find out that he's got a bullet in his head. If it moved, it could kill him. And we also see near the beginning a heist going on, but was in a casino. But there was a heist going on, and this group of 5 men committed a robbery, and they didn't get away. Four of them got arrested, and the other one escaped. But we don't know who that is at the minute. So later on in the movie, 2 of them have served their time. Stillman and Boyd have served their times, and Kane has escaped. This is 10 years later. So later on we find out that Stillman and Boyd served their time, which was 9 years and 6 months or 10 months. It was around that time. And Kane escaped. So because they need the 4th member, they decide to do a really brazen daylight prison break, where they kill 7 prison guards. They get Cole out. His friend runs out with him. He kills him. But so they decide they want to look for Bishop, also known as Pike to them. His name was Pike. So they go and talk to a few people, and they say about this guy who lost his memory and how he's probably in a place called Baker. Now, before I move any further, I'd like to say I really liked the Rat Pack. The Rat Pack was Stillman, Boyd, Cole, and Kane. I liked them. I felt like they had this intimidation about them, and they all had their own kind of dark, crazy side. A little bit more for Cole and Kane than Stillman and Boyd. Boyd had his side, Stillman had his, but Kane and Cole, they were the ones that were really dark. Now, what I also like was they all had their own reasons, and they all had their own backstory with Bishop. So they're going for him, and on the way they end up finding some police officers, and they end up in the town eventually. Now, the problem I have with this movie wasn't it wasn't fun, because it was fun. I didn't find myself bored. I found that I actually felt sympathetic for Bishop, because he was in a relationship with a woman whose daughter didn't really like him. He always tried to enforce rules on her to help her because she was being out late. He was worried about her with a certain boy, and so forth. Seemed like a nice bloke. But one of the things I didn't like about the movie was the fact that the Rat Pack don't really do much. Stillman, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's only in there to get the rating of the DVD up, I reckon, so that people go out and buy it. Because he doesn't do much other than sit in the bar talking, and then he's not in it after a while, and I'll leave it up to you to see why. The main person in this, I would say, is Bishop and Cole, played by Lennie James and Grant Bowler. Their history seems to be the most important. So, also, in the Rat Pack, you've got Cole and you've got Kane. Kane is really, really crazy, but he listens to Cole. Their relationship's a bit weird and a bit dark, and Cole doesn't seem like the type to be a loving brother, if you get what I'm saying. So it also turns out that there's some other things going on between the Rat Pack and other people in the town. Like there's a backstory which connects Cole to Bishop even more. But the point is, the action doesn't happen very much. Lennie James is really awesome in this, as well as the rest of the cast. They really do a good job. And it's great cinematography throughout because of the desert and everything. And the story's okay, even if it's a little bit jumbled at times and sometimes doesn't make much sense. It reminds me a lot of a Reservoir Dogs kind of film. It's not the same, but it's similar. So overall, the film's pretty good. Alfred Molina is in it as a doctor, and he brings some comedy into it, and there's some Native Americans in it also, which kind of makes it a little bit interesting. a bit pointless, but at the same time they're there for reasons to, they're there for action purposes. I will say that out of all of them, I think that Kane was probably the most despicable. But I will also say that I enjoyed the movie. I'll give this about a 3.5 out of 5 because it's not action-packed, but I enjoyed the music score. I enjoyed getting to see the characters. I never found the story boring. I just found it to be like, I tell you what it was like. The story felt like it was an old western, but in today's, because there's some real good shootouts, there's some good dueling going on, and I really like that. It had that old western feel to it about how they approached the situation. Where in the old westerns you'd see the gang and see the bloke, and then kind of end up doing the dueling at some point, but it won't be straight away. And that's what I liked about this movie. So overall, great movie, a lot of fun. Not the best if you're just in it for Jean-Claude Van Damme. If you're a Lennie James fan, check it out. And check it out if you kind of like ones like Reservoir Dogs and you like low-budget movies. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a lovely day. And please subscribe. Thanks for watching.